I mean, it's great because, as we said in the tape, all of this is done off-site, so you get to live in the house. So if you think about it, often when we top up a house, people are moving out for 8 months, a year, so you're renting somewhere. So you get to stay in your house, and in 3 days, it's done. The only issue is, and we do this a lot, is when we top up a house or do a major renovation, people think, oh, it's just the cost of adding the second story. But what happens is you start putting new doors and new hardware and new flooring in the addition, and then you think, oh, geez, I don't really like the floor on the main floor anymore, and I don't like the doors on the main floor anymore.
Right.
So there's a bit of a spillover effect. So we end up actually often renovating a lot of the main floor too.
But that would happen regardless of which way you put on the second story, right?
Yeah.
And that happens anytime you renovate any room.
It does.
You do one room and you're like, oh, well, my living room is just not measuring up to the kitchen. I got to do the living room too, right?
Exactly.
Now, does it matter what materials you use for the house if you were using the modular approach?
Well, obviously, if we use stone, it's going to be more money. Brick can be more money. Stucco is a great option because it actually is insulating.
Yeah.
So these old bungalows weren't insulated. So the nice thing is now, and you put the stucco in, you actually do a layer of almost like a styrofoam basically around the outside, and then the stucco, so you're insulating from the outside.
A lot of people might be interested to see how this is actually done. So we're going to show you that right now to see how they build the additions. We dropped by the modular factory. Take a look at this.
So this is where the magic happens. Clients decide to top up their house and apply for the permit, and once that permit is issued, everything is built right here, and it only takes about a day and a half. The wall sections, the floor sections, everything. Then, of course, we have to wait for the windows to come in. They're installed in the wall sections, and in 3 days, you can top up your house. How great is that?
Okay. All right, so we're actually going to show you, because this is probably the most exciting thing about it, the before and the after, which is so different because of the stuccoing, I think. Let's take a look at it now. We see when it was a bungalow.
Yes.
The before shot. And the after, with the second edition, it looks like an entirely new house.
And you know, the nice thing about this is a lot of people love their neighborhood, love their neighbors. They just need more space and they don't really want to move. So this is a great option for them. And people always say, well, how much does that cost? And you know, I always say, well, let's talk about the shell. Let's talk about just building the walls and putting the windows in and putting the new roof in and getting it ready to add your finishes. Because finishes, you know, if you went broadloom versus hardwood, if you went, you know, stone from your, you know, build it center versus stone from a tile store, like you can certainly spend a lot of money on your finishes. So we're just going to talk right now kind of generally about the cost to top up. And this one was obviously done really recently. And what can affect the price too is the cost of building materials.
Okay.
For example, after Hurricane Katrina, there was building materials went way up in price.
Right.
Because everybody was a big demand. So lumber and bricks and everything costs a lot more money. So it's not just the fact that we're, you know, putting an extra story on. So this one here was done in 2004 and it was 1,500 square feet.
I love this one.
And this is about 117 for just kind of topping it up and getting ready to put your finishes in.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's take a look at another one now. And it's really nice that you have the opportunity to sort of have a whole different look to your facade. Look at that.
So,
like, the windows are gorgeous.
And the other thing that affects the price, obviously, is architecturally, this is a really beautiful top-up.
It
is.
We
have lots of beautiful roof lines, and the more complicated the roof lines become and the more windows, obviously, the more
you're
money.
paying.
Exactly.
Right.
So this one was done 2002.
Yeah.
And this was about 1,500 square feet as well. You know, here's another one. This was done actually about 10 years ago, and look at the difference. Look at this.
This was
really
about 10 years
like,
ago. Very
you know,
nice.
a kind of a little shack. Yeah. And then, you know, by using modular home additions, sorry, but I mean, it looks like a beautiful, grand home.
Right.
By the time you finish. And I don't mean a shack in a bad way, but it looks like a cottage. You know, like it's tiny. And all of a sudden we have this beautiful house and
so the range of cost
space
for this sort of thing?
This one was done about 10 years ago, so the pricing's changed a little bit.
Okay.
But you're looking at about $100,000, you know, to top up and add somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 square feet before you do all your finishing.
Well, some people might pay that to renovate a floor in their house anyway.
Oh yeah, easily.
Right? And so this is another nice one, and they've gone with sort of a different top and bottom. Is it brick at the bottom, stucco on the top?
So what they did here was they saved the brick on the bottom, which obviously can save a lot of money, and then they did stucco on the addition. This is about 900 square feet, and this one was done about 2002, so this was 67,000. Okay. So obviously it's probably a little bit more money now.
Yeah.
But a fairly simple, you know, addition. They didn't do a lot of, you know, in terms of the roof line. They kept it pretty simple. They just stuccoed the top portion of the house. They maintained a lot of the structure of the main floor.
Right.
So it's a fairly inexpensive way to top up. So, and you get to live in the house, and then just...
I think that is probably the most important thing. And a lot of people would look at this and say there is no way, we just have to find a different house. But I mean, anyone who lives in any city in Canada knows the housing markets are crazy.
Yes.
So it's really nice if you can just add to the house that you're already in.
Oh, never mind the stress of packing up and moving and unpacking, and then the cost of the move.
That's right.
So, you know, you're avoiding all of that, and you get to basically design your own house. So, you know, when you work with Modular Home Additions, you can go in and they'll help you with the permit process. They'll do the designs with you. Obviously, they have lots of floor plans they can show you because there's so many bungalows, you know, around. They've been doing this for, you know, 10 years, 12 years.
Yeah.
So there's so many. They can show you a bunch of floor plans, and one of them might suit you just fine. But if you want to go more custom and do different things, that's something they'll help you with as well, and they'll take you right through from the permit process right through into like the final finishes.
And your neighbors will love you.
Yes,
because that's only 3 days of
Yeah.
craziness and chaos. Fantastic. Thanks for that, Karen. We're going to take a break. There's more coming up on Home Day. Lots more. Weekend of November. It's part of the Great Outdoors and DIY Weekend, which includes 3 other shows, all at the International Center. Karen is going to be speaking there on the 27th, so you're going to want to go see her. So we're going to help you by giving you all tickets in the audience. We'll all take home tickets, and we're going to draw for this package for a prize pack from Cottage Life later on in the show. So, Selma, you've got a question that you want to ask. What do you want to ask?
Hi, Mary. It's my son's condo, and he'd like to turn what was a solarium into a dining space with some furniture, and placement's difficult because it's all window in a regular shape.
And you're not really, and he's not really sure how much he wants to use it for dining, right? He just wants to have that option.
Exactly.
There are definitely 2 ways you could go. One would be to do sort of the bar height, poker table kind of feel that you can then, I always think the Beverly Hillbillies with the pool tables. But we can be more sophisticated than that. You'll notice that in the room he's got double blinds, which is really cool. These windows open, these blinds open, and these blinds open. So the whole idea is it's floor to ceiling window. But I like the idea that he can lower these ones if he wants to. So what I thought that we could do is play up that whole thing. Maybe add some fabric. When I thought it was your room, I was going to say let's do shears, but no. I was thinking do even just fake Romans in the upper, just so that it does feel finished. But then I thought, what about if we take a rectangular dining height table, but park it right against the flat part of that window so it looks almost like a console or a desk. And then if you saw Monday's show, we had ghost chairs here. They are so, sorry, I love them. They're really funky, modern take on a really traditional piece. So they look really contemporary. A guy would like them because they're clear plastic. They look like an armchair, but they're still sort of modern. And they would be really fun because they'd work in that space. It won't get heavy, but it will still give him dining. And then under the table, I just stuck a pair of cubes. So it can give him some storage, but also they can pull out as seating as well. So it's not a formal, you know, dining thing, but if he's got the ladies over and he wants to.
Ooh, there will be none of that happening in his house, no. Right, Mom?
His mother knows about it.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just a thought.
Okay, good answer. Rhonda also has a question. Your question is for Karen Seeley, right? Okay, give me a second to get over here. What would you like to ask her?
It's for my kitchen. I have an eat-in area, and I would like to make a change and at the same time still maintain that we can eat in that area.
Okay. What do you think, Karen?
Well, I said to Rhonda, I said, you've asked the right girl, because I love a banquette. I grew up on a sailboat, so I've been putting banquettes in for years, and it's such a great way to really maximize a small space. And in kitchens, we have all these hard surfaces. We have our appliances and our countertops and our backsplash, and you know, often it's a hardwood floor or a tile floor, and it's so nice to be able to add some fabric and some textiles and just some texture to a kitchen. So I love the idea of doing a banquette. And I was saying to Rhonda that I have a banquette in my house. And what happens is, normally you sit down at the dining table and you're having dinner. And at the end of the meal, people say, oh, let's get up and move to the sofa or someplace more comfortable.
Yes.
Not in my house. We snuggle right into that banquette and we stay there all night. Because it's as comfortable as a sofa. So there's a couple tricks when you're doing a banquette. First off, pick a fabric that you're not going to be worried about. And I love using outdoor fabrics because they're great with food and they're great with red wine. And it's amazing because you can like literally pour the the red wine over the sofa, not that you're going to, and it just kind of it just like water off a duck's back. It just right off. And in fact, I was at a client's house a few months ago. And I love to go back and say, well, how's everything working? And what do you like? And how's that banquette? And I went over and I was like sitting and testing it out, making sure it was all snuggly and comfortable. And she said, oh, the banquette's great. She said, in fact, where you're sitting, my daughter peed this morning. But there was not a mark on the fabric because it was this great outdoor fabric. Thank goodness.
That is good stuff.
So an outdoor fabric is a good way to go. And the dimensions are really important. You see a lot of people who try to build their own banquettes and they're too short. And you end up sitting like this and you never really get comfortable. And you don't want them to be like an L. You actually want the front of the banquette to be slightly higher, so you almost have a little bit of a recline, and the back to have a bit of a, and the nice thing about online is that you can actually Google this and you can find all the dimensions you need, or go to somebody who's built these banquettes before. Because if you do it kind of sofa style, it'll be so comfortable you won't leave. If you do it more like a bench, then it'll be comfortable to sit and have a meal, but you won't snuggle in there. Okay. So, and I love the idea of doing a little round table or something small to keep it more organic, because it's a small space and there's a door in the way, so you want to not restrict traffic flow in that area too.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Karen. Yeah. All right, we're going to take another break. Stay with us. To a space and really pull it together, but the options out there, like the options we have here on the show, are absolutely gorgeous.
And this is just a selection, like a teeny, like there's so many, and it's so fun to shop for a rug. You know what's great about a rug? First of all, it can really help delineate a space. Yeah. It can add amazing personality. If you don't mind spending a little bit of money on a rug, it can be like artwork. So I often say, if you want to invest, go pick your rug first, because you might find a color palette that you love, and that may be the inspiration for the entire room.
That's an interesting idea. Do most people do the rug first or the rug last?
No, and it makes it really hard. Like often people go out and they'll buy their sofa and they picked a paint color and they start shopping for a rug and they're like, oh, well, that's not going to work and that's not going to. And they really limit themselves.
Yeah,
I mean, paint is always, and I think we've said this on the show for years, paint's always the last thing we pick, because we can always match a paint color to a sofa, to a rug, to a whatever. And
it's easy.
And think about how much fun you can have with a rug and how it changes up the feeling of the room. And we've got these amazing rugs from LT.
Well, let's talk about this rug first, because this is very fun and funky.
This is really fun. So you can imagine how great this would look in a modern space, and it's really playful. It obviously looks like a zebra. It's been stamped. This is a hide. It's a cow hide.
Okay.
And it's actually a byproduct. They've used the meat. They've used the entire animal. So this is just, they're using every ounce of, so it wasn't, the rug is a byproduct.
I hear you. I get what you're saying. So, I mean, let's look at what's underneath.
Let's throw this right back. Woohoo! Another hide, but look how much fun this one is. It's very modern because it's got the stripes. The stripes are slightly organic, so it's got a really nice soft feel to it. And these are just a patchwork hide, so it's still the hide. Really great.
Lovely. Okay, I know we have another skin way over there, but let's talk about these ones in the middle first of all, because I see these as a little bit more classic, traditional. Beautiful.
This is a great transitional rug, so it could work in a, with antiques, or it could work with modern furniture. Yeah. And this is hand knotted, and one of the things to think about when you're buying a rug is that the content, whatever it's made of. So this is wool and silk is expensive, but it's what gives this rug this amazing glisten. And often people will take a rug that has silk in it and it has a dark side and a light side. So what I like to do is turn my rugs depending on the season, because I like my dark side as I walk into the room in the winter, it's cozier, and then I like my bright side for the spring. So it really gives the rug.
Who knew?
It's fun because it changes up the look. But the more silk content, the more expensive the rug becomes.
Got it. So so keep that in mind. And also, what about durability? Like, do you want silk if it's going to be a well-traveled area?
Well, I mean, wool, the nice thing about wool has natural lanolin in it, so it's great for repelling stains and that kind of thing. I mean, if you're going to spend the money on silk, you might want to put it in your living room and, really let it be a showpiece. Yeah.
Okay, let's
And look
Push
at this.
this back.
How fun is this? This is felt.
Oh, that's cool.
And obviously anything right now, what's really big is texture. We love texture.
Is it
we
felt?
love, yes.
That's nice.
Doesn't it feel great?
Yeah, that feels awesome.
So, you know, this is obviously a real statement piece, and it's great texture, and we're doing a lot of things that are recycled, reclaimed,
That's right.
organic, and this would fit so perfectly with all